Good idea.
Dogs. The word diamond originally comes from the Greek adamas. It means indomitable, unyielding. Other words for the stones often mean eternal bond, fortitude, or purity.
So much
The
meaning.
same is true of the Star of Bethlehem flowers you laid on the boss's grave.
Oh
They
yeah, those
represent
flowers.
innocence, as well as chastity, yielding to no man while maintaining one's virtue. In other words, staying loyal to something.
Analysis complete.
Okay, that was a lot of good information about that. And yeah, let's check it out. Okay, those guys are tracked. There's about how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 in the vicinity of this place, and 1 or 2 guys around here, and Huey is inside the mine or whatever that thing is. There's a cave here. I was here once before, and there's some sort of exit. Yeah, there are 2 guys over there. So, as much as I would like to, I'm just gonna remove everybody from the nearest vicinity while listening to cassette tapes. Wait, yeah, that was a private forces.
Ocelot said the number of private forces is increasing, and they've modeled themselves after us.
They're a far cry from the likes of us.
But why? 9 years ago we made enemies of the world as a nuclear-equipped force, independent of ideology or state.
Whoa.
Yes. Sooner or later, the real UN would have stepped in.
So why are they giving these PFs free reign?
That's our fault, too.
What do you mean?
What happened 9 years ago was a real problem for a lot of people. An organization as big as ours, with our facilities, was wiped off the map. Not an easy thing to hide. But if our existence came to light, so would the names of our clients. We had contracts all over, east and west, from superpowers to banana republics, the lot. Our clients denied all association with the likes of us. They had to make sure things didn't blow up on them. But at the same time, they missed us.
Damn it.
They really missed us. The demand for armies for hire was as strong as ever. The international community turned a blind eye to what happened to us, despite still needing people who could do our jobs. History couldn't afford to lose us. As soon as we were gone,
Shame.
they needed a
You died.
replacement. So private forces spread everywhere. And they're all just a phone call away.
But still,
I know. PFs are totally different from what we envisioned. Nation-states, revolutionaries, terrorists. They have a lot of clients, and Cypher is one of them. Cypher stays anonymous, but I know their work when I see it. In the eyes of those clients, the world's PFs are all just expendable pawns. The clients don't have to worry about losing their own men. Nobody knows they're involved, and PFs are cheap. In short, the world is chewing up soldiers and spitting them out. Even some of the old Mother Base's survivors are still working for PFs. Some guys created their own smaller forces. Others were taken on by emerging PFs. Everybody's gone their separate ways. But none of them are living their dream, because they're not fighting with you.
One
Of
more.
course, I tried to headhunt as many of them as I could for Diamond Dogs. It was all a waste of time. They said they weren't interested without you to lead them. But now you're back. And everything's gonna change. We'll unite all private forces under you, transcending nations and economies.
Analysis
What is a nation?
complete.
Just a patch of dirt. The bonds among us will surpass nations. And that's what'll put the world under our control. We'll establish a new kind of country. Redefine the very concept of it.
Analysis
Even
complete.
Cypher will be below us. An extraterritorial federation of military nations. The United States of Force.
Analysis complete.
Once word of Big Boss's return starts traveling, that'll be our true deterrent against Cypher. In other words, no one will dare to come gunning for you.
how do you figure?
Cypher lacks a large-scale fighting force. PFs are the perfect tool for them. But those PFs revere you, the legendary Big Boss. If Cypher killed you now, they wouldn't take it lying down. Maybe they'd even go looking for revenge, but they definitely wouldn't keep doing Cypher's dirty work, even if it put their lives at stake. That's why it's no longer a benefit to Cypher to get rid of you. The very fact that you're alive is our greatest defense against Cypher.
Nice to know. It'll buy us some time while we get back to full strength.
Just keep in mind that what I'm saying is generalizing a lot. In practice, the PFs around the world don't know your face. Just declaring that you're Big Boss won't be enough to convince them. And if they see you as an enemy, they'll come at you with everything they've got.
Some hero.
That's why you need to bring them back to Mother Base. Show them on your terms that you really are the one and only Big Boss. Once you've proven that, they won't hesitate to join us.
Well, I just nearly got, well, discovered. I was too much into Kaz's voice. And like I said, I told you I'm gonna go through all of them. Let's add Mother Base too. What happened to all those? Wow, that's a lot of quiet. Still a lot. It's gonna be a
We were lucky
short
to get
one.
our hands on that cyborg arm developer. There's no one in Diamond Dogs who can so much as maintain that thing.
Bionic arm, not cyborg, if you go by what he calls it. But you're right, the East is light years ahead in bionics. They can even detect through the skin the slight electrical signals from the brain that order muscles to move. The Soviet Union completed their first bionic arm capable of doing that back in the 60s. Although I guess that news didn't really reach the West.
No kidding. Zadorov's was the only one I ever saw. Quite a shock to see it for the first time.
And it was no mean feat to get hold of Snake's arm. I couldn't get one for you at the time, but you know, now...
Forget it. I've no intention of relying on bionics. Right now I need to freshen my mind.
Well, it's your decision. But don't you find it inconvenient?
Not a bit.
Has been updated.
But the phantom pain, it never lets up. Do you know how many men I saw die that day? There's nothing we can do to bring them back. And you expect me to care about getting a measly arm and leg back? Sorry. But my pain belongs to all our dead comrades. I'll keep living with it for their sake. It'll guide me straight and true.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Okay, that's another tape. Intel team.
Diamond Dog's intel team specializes in information gathering, mainly human and SIGINT. They plant scouts and moles in the field. These operatives will blend into the local populace and work under the guise of a resident, or disguise themselves as travelers and ask around for information.
Analysis
They observe targets
complete.
using various hidden bugs, cameras, and transmitters, and by tapping their satellite and phone communications. Analyzing all this information creates a clear picture of how wars and the PFs fighting them are changing. This data can also be used for threat assessment when deciding whether to accept contracts from certain clients. And during missions, the intel team keeps track of target locations and produces FOM predictions, reporting mission-critical information based on real-time remote observation of changes in the AO. What you hear from us over the radio is based on how we interpret the data gathered at the command platform. However, intel team operatives go unarmed in almost all situations to avoid revealing themselves to the enemy. Some will carry a knife, but most have nothing at all. As such, don't expect them to help you take on heavily armed adversaries like PF soldiers. Think of them as entirely passive in the hot zone. Plus, they use all manner of techniques to remain inconspicuous in the field.
Has been updated.
If you ever spot one, you'll have some serious explaining to do. So remember, their specialty is espionage. They may not be of use in a firefight, but when it comes to intel, they're pros.
So my intelligence team is one of the best in the world, if not the best in the world. They gather information, they're not good in the fight, but they know how to seriously know about everything. What happened to all Mother Base stuff? Let's go.
Snake, do you remember Amanda?
Yeah, I do.
Their revolution was a success. Somoza
Good to know.
resigned, and Nicaragua has a new government. Amanda's really working hard for her country to be reborn.
I really hope Amanda was in this
She
game.
says she wishes Chico could be there.
That revolution was the dream. For Amanda, for Chico, and their father.
That chopper was no place for Chico to die. I'd like to at least think history will remember his part in the revolution.
Analysis complete.
So Chico died in that
There's always
helicopter.
a chance he'll die for nothing.
Damn it.
He knew that as well as the rest. Now that he's gone, it's up to the rest of us to decide what it was all worth. If we don't, there's There's nothing to prove that Chico ever lived at all. We're his mark on the world.
It's a shame about
Amanda
Chico.
told us that Strangelove contacted her after the revolutionaries came to power in Nicaragua. Strangelove, the AI researcher from Mother Base?
I remember her.
We'd lost touch with her, till Amanda heard from her out of the blue. She told
Scary,
Amanda she
scary.
wanted to salvage Peace Walker's drive parts, or something from the bottom of Lake Nicaragua. Amanda passed the request on to her friends in the new administration. She's a national hero now, after all. So Strangelove got a Soviet military aircraft to transport something to somewhere. But apparently the cargo wasn't big enough to have been Peace Walker itself.
So what was it?
Who knows?
Peace
We
Walker's
recovered
AI?
Peace Walker's nuclear warhead ourselves 9 years ago. What could Strangelove have been after? Amanda
AI.
said she didn't mention what her reason was or where she was headed. Nicaragua is a socialist state now.
Oh,
With
great.
Amanda vouching for her, the government didn't feel the need to concern itself with the details. All Strangelove told Amanda was that she was going to continue her research, and that the rest was a secret.
Sounds like her.
Right before the attack, Huey was in the control tower to prepare for the inspectors. He was with them when it all went down. The control tower collapsed with the rest of it struck. His body was never recovered, but he was the one who met the inspection party when they arrived. And he was the one who showed the nuclear inspectors to the tower. You remember the way it went. First he recommends we agree to the inspection, then he gives them the okay without our permission, all the time acting as if he was doing us a favor. On top of that, he even had the guards disarmed that day. It would send the wrong message, he said.
I didn't know about
Whatever
that.
the angle, it all leads back to Huey. I curse my own stupidity for not realizing sooner. Huey escaped with that unit by chopper. I've been hunting him for 9 long years. The other reason I was operating around Afghanistan was to dig up his location.
Huey's in Afghanistan?
Yes, and I have a good idea where. Now we just wait for the right moment. This time, we'll be the ones using him. He's going to tell us who our guests really were that used a fake nuclear inspection to blast our home into the ocean.
Approaching.
Of course he is. I'm just gonna get him in about 5 seconds. This is about quiet a
He's
little bit.
coming too. Roger that.
A sniper known as Quiet is lurking in the Afghan wilderness. This Quiet has performed a string of hits on Soviet officers. The attacks always occur in the same area, but sweeps of the area turn up no traces whatsoever. They've even posted guards, but they never spot a thing. And then before you know it, another body's lying on the ground. You ever heard of someone who operates like that? No matter how still and silent a person tries to be, they always create some kind of ripple. Be it breathing, a heartbeat, eating, excreting, body temperature, sweat. If this sniper can really vanish completely, that's just not human. I guess Quiet is the right name. But what is Quiet's objective? The local guerrillas wouldn't use this kind of tactic. I just can't see them hiring some superhuman mercenary. And the Soviet officers who've been killed, well, they were all opposed to or skeptical of the secret weapons development being conducted in the area. Sure, they were a problem for those supporting it, but the Soviets have nothing to gain by killing them. So we have an assassin with superhuman combat skills who isn't working for the guerrillas or the Soviets. Miller has a theory that this sniper is a hitman for Cypher. He thinks it's time we silence Quiet for good. But I'm against the lethal treatment. I say we bring the sniper back alive and break that silence. Because even if this Quiet doesn't say a word, there's still plenty we can learn. Just remember this, boss. If our hunch is right, you'll be on this sniper's hit list too. If things seem a little too quiet when you're in the field, watch out. Quiet's out there somewhere. And if possible, this is one sniper I want back here breathing.
The map has been updated.
Just remove. Whoa, 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 whoa. Damn it. Troubling. Coming this way? Yes, it's coming this way. Just get up. Whoa! Who saw me? Him? No. Hard to say. Is that guy coming? That's irrelevant. Another cassette tape. Come on, iDroid.
When Quiet first came here, she demonstrated her marksmanship against that enemy fighter plane. It showed she was much more than your everyday crack shot. Hitting a moving target from 600 meters is a challenge, but it's possible with the right training and equipment. But shooting down that missile, that's a world apart from taking out a soldier on patrol. The chopper and the missile were in motion, meaning different vectors at high velocity in three-dimensional space, and she shot an unguided bullet that had to fight air resistance and gravity. All that while the chopper was taking evasive maneuvers. Some of the best target leading I've ever known. She has a superhuman sense of spatial awareness. You put her in a fighter jet, and she'd be an ace right off the bat. Hell, your judgment was top class too. Realizing she could take out that pilot, that's quick thinking. You and Quiet could make a hell of a team. You'd be damn near unstoppable. Quiet is still in her cell. Only a few staff are authorized to go near her. She hasn't tried anything funny, but that's what bothers me most.
In particular?
What does she have to gain by coming to Mother Base? I first thought she was under orders from Cypher to take you out. She didn't manage it in Afghanistan, so round 2 happens here. So I lighten the guard. And that lock on her door is a joke.
You gave her an opening. And?
Well, she hasn't killed you yet. And I hate to say it, but she's had plenty of chances.
You made me the bait.
Poisonous bait. What better? Anyway, she didn't bite. Quiet is keeping her silence. So I'm left with no idea again.
You gotta extract him.
We tried communicating with her through writing. That didn't work either. Whether she's illiterate, dyslexic, or just plain stubborn, she won't cooperate. I just don't get it. If she tried to contact the outside, it'd be picked up by our counterintelligence net. But it's clean. There's no sign she's had contact with the staff, the base facilities, nothing. She's almost got the men wanting her to try something, just to find out what she's up to. And she's in there putting on the failed soldier look, all downcast eyes and defeated sighs. But she doesn't kill herself. She can't be trying to leave Cypher and surrender to us.
So what's the verdict?
This may sound optimistic, but here's how I see it. Quiet came here to fulfill some objective. To kill you, maybe to destroy Diamond Dogs. Whatever it was, before she could do it, something changed her mind. Yes. When I look at her, I sense hesitation.
You think she betrayed Cypher?
Can't say for sure. I prefer the ones that talk. Anyway, we'll keep her under watch. And we're also looking into those special abilities of hers. You'll be the first to know if something comes up. Why not look in on her yourself once in a while?
Right.
You give me posters a lot.
Marker placed. Marker placed.
There's only one more guy left. That's nice. I'm doing good job here. Well, listening to some good tapes. A lot of intel.
Boss, Quiet still hasn't made any moves. It's got me thinking.
What?
If you took her on a mission, she might break her silence.
You want to let her out?
Sure. Make her no different to the others. Everyone you pick up works for themselves, right?
But her...
I say work with her. See what happens. I wouldn't ask this of anyone but you. On missions, I'll make sure we have someone observing from a distance, and she won't be allowed access to all of the base. As for Miller, well, sometimes it's better to ask forgiveness than permission. The best part is, hiding is her specialty. If no one sees her leave the base, the staff will be none the wiser.
And if she gets away?
If that happens, you'll have to take care of her. But I have faith in you, boss. I think Quiet sees something in you.
It's a big risk.
But it's for the good
There
of all
goes
of us.
electricity.
And besides, you can't deny her talent. Her unique skills and abilities would give you a hell of an edge out there.
I'll think it over.
You have arrived at your destination.
Okay, so now I have an idea of bringing Quiet to our missions. I'm all up for that. She's fucking amazing, even though she may want to kill me or may not want to kill me. Damn it. My button's cut again. Don't know why. Come on. Okay. Retreat back to the desktop and do. Cassette, yeah, that's good. Events after.
How long are we gonna keep that woman here?
Yeah, that
You
one.
mean quiet?
My personal feelings aside, she's putting everybody on edge. You should hear the stories. I got sick from just standing guard at her cell. I won't stand on the same platform as that witch. She hit me for no reason.
What is this, a private army or a kindergarten?
That's what I want to know.
They're all serious. They're faced with something they don't understand, and a kind of mass hysteria has broken out. I've gotten wind of countless plots to take her out.
There are no grounds for this suspicion whatsoever. Put yourself in her shoes, assuming they see her as a prisoner here. No, even more so, if they do, she deserves to be treated humanely. I always thought our men were a bit more noble-minded, but... Look, I understand this is a stressful line
What
of
would you
work,
expect?
but to make her the scapegoat?
You've got it wrong. Quiet? She's with Cypher. We have men that lost their buddies to her organization.
You could say that about more than just her. Plenty of the men used to fight for another side, but they've all put that aside to work for the boss.
Cypher is different.
Updated.
And if you ask me, the boss is the biggest problem. Why is he protecting her? Some of the guys are starting to suspect him of...
Outpost captured.
I don't agree with keeping her here either.
So what's your move? Throw her out? Kill her? She's our ticket to Cypher, and her physical abilities are outstanding. We could use someone like
Subject
her.
on board. Leave the rest to us.
Her marksmanship, speed, stealth capabilities for a start. Then,
Marker
there are
placed.
the other things we've learned. Quiet appears to be able to use both eyes as master eyes simultaneously.
That's
Lets
some
her
good
track
information.
targets of different focal lengths at once. While looking through the scope with one eye, she can look for new targets with the other. That's why she doesn't need a spotter. She can operate alone, no matter the circumstances.
See, I told you she's a freak.
Arrived at your
No one would be
destination.
able to control her.
No, there's one person who could.
Hey, you trying to get the boss killed?
Well, why don't we talk to him? See if he's willing to take her along.
I don't like this.
It's his decision to make. The two of them might even make a good team.
Yes, it is Miller. It is my decision to make action. I think I already made that decision. It may be a very poor decision considering the story-wise so far, but I am making that. Quiet stays. Only because I've seen her in the trailers and I think she's fucking awesome and kind of hot, but yeah, she stays. Now let's move inside that base. Cutscene triggered.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
All in all, good job. Well, some good information, intel. Yeah, everybody learned a lot of things, including me. At least those tapes, but I want to make those episodes with full of content because those tapes are actually what important thing. They got shot actually. There we go. The episode is started. Oh shit! I think I know what this is. I think I know. Now we know where the Shalshaska came from. Part Gulag, part so. Okay. Who are those guys? I know this place. Dr. Hughes, Skullface, and Treacherov. I don't know the guy.
Just a minute. This isn't what we agreed on.
Zero. Zeke.
It's not operational yet. yet.
Hey Huey, I hear
The
you.
remote piloting and AI control haven't reached the application stage.
Who said anything about an AI?
Oh.
That was Coldman's mistake 10 years ago.
Be that as it may, we'll need to modify postural control to accommodate a human pilot.
Oh, now he has those
I
fucking
share
legs.
your urgency, but we need more time to finish it.
Right.
Wow, so now they know. They're good. Kinda good. So like the Lone Rider.
Planning on leaving us, Doctor?
Huh? What?
Whoa, what are you talking about? I don't know nothing.
I'm taking your legs back!
Yep, there we go. It's gonna be a lot harder for me to get him out without those prosthetics. He pissed himself again!
Gonna kill me?
Jesus, what is with that family and pissing themselves off? First Huey, then Otacon, then Emma. Those guys just fucking are useless wastes of muscle and, well, bladder control.
Listen, I may dwell in the dark.
Why do you even wear that mask, seriously?
By your standards, traitor.
He does have a point. He does have a point. So you did
I
betray.
hope your friends give you what's coming to you.
What the fuck is that shit?
Take him to the base. Yes, sir. Transporting Emmerich to the base camp and returning to base.
That's abuse of the word base at this one.
We still have use for him.
You mean Emmerich or Boss or... Wow, that thing's fast. I think I noticed it because that was in the last trailer for Metal Gear Solid. The one that you saw, the newest version of the Metal Gear. The one in the back, that is definitely Zeke. I called him Zero the first time because Zeke was the code name of the Japanese fighter pilot, and he was also called Zero. I don't think, or is it? No, it isn't, unless it's gonna be changed, because it isn't that thing that can shift itself. Can shift the form between a Metal Gear and, well, a mecha, to be told. That was a fucking mecha. The first time I saw it actually shifted in the trailer, I thought, oh hell, it looks kind of like Jackery. You know, Jackery from Zone of the Enders? Hellbound. Episode 12, also right off the bat. That started well. And good timing.
Side op completed.
Yeah, side up is complete.
Boss. That man is your extraction target. Emmerich.
Yeah, I know Huey.
System that disappeared into that cave, and the man
Whoa.
who was with it.
The
Emmerich must know something about what's going on. He was transferred to the Soviets' base camp. I've marked it on the map. Make your way to that base camp.
The map
Let me
has
just
been
check.
updated.
Sonar! Only two of them? So okay. I still have a couple of tapes to deal with. Quiet on Mother Base. Was it that one?
How long are we gonna keep that woman here?
Yeah, that was. So that was the last one. The Man on Fire.
Snake, I wanted to ask you about the man on fire. What do you remember from the hospital? Anything we can use?
Well, he took off the moment the sprinklers started up.
Sprinklers? The fire system?
And when he got sprayed with water from the burst pipe, it slowed him down.
We escaped on horseback. He wouldn't cross the river either.
And then it started to rain. And he disappeared.
Water against fire. Is it that simple? I mean, it makes sense. It's just hard to believe it would work on a guy like that.
Okay, about that fire guy, on a side note, I also heard two best friends when they played making reference that he could be Volgin. And I can see some of the similarities in the outfit that he's wearing and a lot. Volgin was using electricity, now he's using fire, but that guy appears often, well, he first appeared with Psycho Mantis. And from what I can tell, Psycho Mantis is one of the deadliest telepaths in the world, and one of the forms of telepathy is pyrokinesis. creating fire with your mind. And I'm actually thinking it was Big Boss's imagination that gave that fire guy a shape of kind of sort of Volgin, and Psycho Man's powers of, well, psychokinesis to create that guy. Another guy? That's a radio.